Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to an introduction of NSJ Gold Corp. With me is the VP of Corporate Development, Rodney Stevens. Welcome, sir.
Welcome. Good to see you, Kyle.
You as well. I really appreciate your time, sir. So there's kind of this new renaissance going on in the precious mineral sector, thanks to obviously the nuances in renewables and things of that nature. But before we kind of dabble down into any of that, I'd love to kind of roll back on your experience within this sector and kind of what led you guys into NSJ Gold Corp.
Well, my background is I'm a mining analyst. I studied finance. I did the CFA program, and I started in investment banking as a mining analyst in the gold and silver sector, and then base metals as well subsequently. I started in 2001 at Salmon Partners, and we raised a lot of money for a number of mining companies there. I kind of made a reputation for myself in the silver space at the time, where I picked up coverage of the silver sector as a separate individual sector, and that was right before the launch of the first silver ETF, and we did a lot of good deals there. So my background's research and investment banking, but when we had the last bear market that's only starting to recover now, the firm that I used to work for no longer exists, and a lot of people got roiled, and I came back on the other side helping companies now. So what I do is I look for deals that I think have home run potential, because we financed a lot of those back in the day, and then I get behind the company, join the company, and then help them raise money to drill their deposits. So,
Nice.
That's my background. And Jag Sandhu is the founder and president of NSJ Gold. And I met him when I was an analyst back in the day. And we've continued to have our relationship ongoing since then. And he found this really good project in the Golden Hills project in Arizona, and he brought it to my attention. He showed me, and I looked at it. And that was brought to him in turn by Richard Kearns, who is now our VP Exploration, and he's our geologist. So, this sort of deposit has prospect has a lot of potential in that there's some high grade veinlets on surface that have been historically drilled. And we're drilling those now and confirming the historic work. But the real prize is a potential copper gold porphyry at depth, which has never been tested. So we're going to be positioned to test that porphyry. And to kind of put it in perspective, the geological model of a porphyry is kind of like a donut. And I'm not a geologist. I learned enough to know these things, but I'm not a geologist. But it's like a donut. It's kind of exists about 400 meters from surface. And it's very large, like a few kilometers by a few kilometers in strike length. And you have this mineralization that then perforates to the surface. You have leakage from this donut zone that goes to the surface in these veins. So we're retesting some of the veins that have been historically worked, but we're going to do a concept drilling program on the porphyry at depth. And if we do, that can be a mammoth deposit. In general, if there's a porphyry, it's lower grade, but it's bulk tonnage and it's highly profitable. The cash costs are usually negative when you net out the byproduct credits. It's the kind of thing that might have an NPV of $2 billion and cost $2 billion to develop, but it's something that the likes of Barrick would be interested in. So you might get, if you make a discovery, like 10 million ounces of gold, essentially, with a lot of associated copper. So that's the prize, and that's what we're gearing up to drill. But Jag and I's background, just going back, are more mine financing and business of the stock, which we're doing now. And our geologist is Richard Kern, and he's got a track record of success. He was the vendor of the Moss mine, which is now in production, and he's worked for large companies as well with good pedigree like Homestake Mining. So he knows how to drill a deposit and drill it to be mined so that it would be attractive to a major. And the end goal here is basically to drill up a large deposit and sell it to the highest bidder, technically.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear. Do you mind expanding a little farther on this Golden Hills project, like the acreage of the property and exactly what kind of drill results you may have found already, or historical drills results if you have them offhand there? I'd love to hear some of that as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have a big land package that covers the entire prospective porphyry. Um, that might have, if it's there, something to the effect of 10 million ounces of gold at, 1 gram per ton with a lot of copper. Um, Richard Kern has likened the deposit to a Grasberg deposit, which Barrick operates, and Grasberg has, 100 million ounces of gold. So what that means is that essentially, like as it relates to us, we would need 10 porphyry centers for that to happen. So even though it might be there, our concession compasses one porphyry center. So we are looking to expand the land package to maybe encompass more if Richard is correct. But we've got one porphyry prospect in our concession, which is large enough. But the concession boundary exists on patented and unpatented claims. And the patented claims don't require any permitting. So we're drilling there right now. But eventually, we're going to have to permit some of the patented area to do a concept drilling program on the prospective porphyry at depth. But the historic holes, they've intersected veins, high grade veins that where we've gotten 10 meters of 10 grams per ton, and they pinch and swell, but overall the average grade is probably close to 8 grams per ton gold. And they're all near surface, within 100 meters of surface, and they're near vertical.
Yeah.
So, that's been the historic work, and that's part of the reason why Richard believes that those veins coming from depth represents leakage from a porphyry beneath. We're confirming that work, but if you collect a number of these veins, they could end up to be a substantial deposit on their own. So if you're getting like 500,000 to 1,000,000 ounces overall at 8 to 10 grams per ton, that's a great either starter operation for a porphyry, with a high grade start, or even if he's wrong and there's no porphyry at depth, we could put together a pretty good high grade near surface high grade resources just without those veins.
Yeah, that's incredible. And you guys are in a definite mining friendly jurisdiction, which probably helps out a lot. The infrastructure is probably there for you guys as well. And I'd be curious as well, what do you guys can we expect for investors? And I'm sure your excitement as well to see on your news cycle over the next coming quarter of the year. Is there anything you guys are highly focused on? Is there anything that you want to see by the end of this year?
Well, we're drilling right now. So we've already reported some high grade intercepts. We're testing some of the new veins, but we did get some good grades and some veins that could hold together, that combined with the historic drilling, which Richard was the past driller of the property as well. So he drilled those historic holes himself. And, we could actually assemble potentially a resource estimate at the end of this program, but that's not the end goal. So I think what investors could look forward to are more drilling of the high grade veinlets, but in the process, we're gearing up to drill the porphyry. So, we'll be doing a financing to top up the treasury. We have $1 million now, so we don't have any rush to get to do a financing. But with a little bit more money, once we're ready, we'll be ready to drill that potential porphyry at depth. So, post the next financing and drilling that porphyry is where the major upside for shareholders can come within the next 12 months.
From a financing standpoint, are you guys looking to raise debt, or are you going to do it through share dilution, or what's your path?
It would be all equity at the right price. We have $1 million. We're drilling right now. We would only need a few more million to do the concept drilling on the porphyry target once we're ready, but we need to do some more airborne geophysics. We need to do some surface samples to identify the drilling targets, and then we'll be ready to drill. So, in the interim, we have drill results coming from the high grade veins, and then follow-up financing to test the porphyry. But we should be testing the porphyry, within the next 12 months. We've been advancing the project fairly rapidly.
No, that's great to
Since
hear.
inception.
Great to hear, Rodney. So I won't pick your brain too much more here. I think we'll save it for another video. Maybe we'll dive down more into the balance sheet and get more into the news releases that you guys having out. But I really appreciate your time. Is there anything else you'd like to follow up with, and where can investors find you guys?
Well, we're at nsjgold.com. Our PowerPoint presentations on our website, and along with the management background and overview and our contact information. So anyone can feel free to contact us anytime.
Great to hear. So you guys can check them out as well on the CSE under NSJ and the FSE under 9PZ, which is also listed on the website. But stay cool, stay awesome, Rodney, and we'll catch you in the next one.
All right.
Cheers.
Thanks very much, Kyle.